Good evening and welcome to Minis-N-Muscles, the place where the brawn meets, oh if I can find one, the brush. Let's move this wire out the way whilst we're here. Get that out of my face. How are we all? It's Friday. Yes, I know. The first thing you're going to say is, Steve, this is another pre-recorded. Hands up. Yep, I get it. However, please forgive me, purely because I last week had, well, actually, this whole month of August has been just full of trips for me in and out of the country. So I've had to make these pre-records. I'm going to try and do another one as well. So please bear with me. But thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Oh, by the way, it's work trips, not like personal trips. I'm not like flying all over the world myself. It's just work trips. But thank you for joining me. It is Friday. Happy Friday. We've made it. We are here. It's the weekend. Thank the Lord. And how are we all? I hope you are all well. I hope you're keeping sound in mind and in body. Because that's very important here on Minis and Muscles, to keep not only the mind active, but the body. So welcome. For those of you that have never seen the channel before, hello. Hopefully you can churn back to episode 1 of the lives, take a look at that, and join us all the way through to where we are today. For those of you that are regular watchers, we're on our 10th stream. Holy moly, we are here. But thank you for coming back. We very much appreciate your, or say we, I very much appreciate your consistent viewing and your, what's the right word? Your, not subscribership, but, crikey, your continued, oh God, can't remember. What's it called where you, not where you forget, this is what I'm doing right now, where you continually try to do something, oh gosh, sod it, we'll forget that anyway, we'll move on. But let's have a little recap of last week. So last week again was a pre-recorded shorter session. We talked about, I was very excited about our new case, a model case for our hero, Brindle. There he is, look at him all in his might, looking fantastic. So we painted him over the first few sessions we had here on Minis and Muscles. During that, what I spoke about last week was about a case that I'd found that houses Brindle. It looks epic. So I started to put it together. I realised it was a little bit boring whilst I sat there reading instructions, because I literally opened the box live on the show, not live, kind of live on the stream. So I realised it's a bit boring, and I promised you guys that I would build it behind the scenes and then give you guys the sort of full tour of it fully assembled. So we'll do that in this session, and we also continue to paint our ghost dragon. So he's looking really cool now. So he's starting to get some colours into him, as well as being sat on the rock base now. I have got him on the base, so that was really good without having to take him apart. So I'm well happy with that. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, I'm going to finish off the box, the case for Brindle. I've got this prepared literally just here. We will continue to do that, and it'll take us a few minutes to go through. I will also continue to paint our ghost dragon. So we will have our muscle moment as usual. In this muscle moment, we're going to talk about bodyweight exercises versus lifting weights themselves. And I think that'll probably be about it. Oh, our topic for the day. God, God, I'm forgetting all my words today. I think it must be all the jet lag from all the different flights I've had. Yeah, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on, is probably what I was going to try and say there. But our topic for today is going to be just general geek culture, and how it's sort of really picking up momentum. We'll just chat around that whilst we're painting. So, without further ado, I think we should take a look at our Brindle case. If you guys are watching, sorry that I'm not live. Sorry that I'm not with you in person right there. However, I should be able to have my phone with me and be commenting live whilst you're watching. So if you do tune in to watch, I'll be able to comment, I'll be able to write and reply to you guys as the stream is going. I just won't be here in the man cave. I'll be at a hotel in Chicago or around that area. So, that's okay. I thought I'd noticed something wrong with the model then, but I didn't. So yeah, let's take a look at our Grombrindle case. So, here we are. Look at this beauty. So if I bring it up to the screen here, you guys will see that it's got some lovely dwarven etchings on the front, and the back wall has got a sort of a snowy kind of effect. It's got a little space for Grombrindle. So all I need to do now is I need to find my screwdriver, my trusty Leatherman's. I'm just going to tighten up the remaining screws, just not even hand tight really, because it's perspex. So I'm just nipping them up just to make sure that they're all good. So there we go. So we've got those. Who do we need next? We need our boy Grombrindle to go in here. So let's take our Grombrindle model. I haven't lacquered him, so because he's going in here, I thought no real need to lacquer. So let's just position him. Then we have to go on top perspex. So all of this model, by the way, all this case is perspex. The case is made by, oh crikey, who are they called? Wicked Brick. Again, they don't sponsor the channel or anything like that, but if they'd like to, happy days. But Wicked Brick, I'll give you a shout out. They're very cool actually. So all of the, by the way, I'm just peeling off some, on the back of this perspex, some of the paper. But Wicked Brick do loads of different cases for your models. So you can showcase them, so you can put them out and look on a nice little stand, and they look really, really smart. So they come in sort of very eco-friendly cardboard boxes with cardboard segmenting these perspex pieces. You get a couple of metal squares with threads, so you can attach each corner of the perspex. And they are pretty cool, to be fair. But let's have a look at him in here. There he is. Look at that. Let's bring him a bit closer. He looks freaking epic. Excuse the sort of dust on the front of the case. I will wipe that off. Let's just turn him that way. How cool does he look? So I'm really chuffed with this. You also, with this, get a small stand to go in front. It's got his name on there. And also on the back of that, it does have the number. Oh, can I get that in focus? There we go. The number that the stand is, because these are limited stands. Some of them that they do aren't limited at all. They're just run-of-the-mill thingamabobbies, stands productions. But this one is. So there he is. Grombrindle in all his glory. Take pride on my shelf now. See, oh, that way. See, he looks so cool in there. Absolutely love it. So I got this. I got this because I saw it. My buddy said, "Oh yeah, these are really cool looking." I 100% agree. They are really cool looking. They're absolute quality. The build quality is pretty good. They're not massively expensive either, so they're pretty cheap. Yeah, okay, so it's perspex, but it does have some nice etchings on and things like that. It's got the nice little back print on there. It does have a nice forward plaque. One thing I would say on the back here, can you see a little bit of paint that I had to put on there? Because when I was assembling it, I dropped it and it scraped across, don't know, something down here, and it just chipped the back paint for the perspex. So I would say if you're building your own, this side comes covered with like a laminate that you can peel off. All of these, by the way, all the sides come with a laminate you peel off. I would keep the laminate on the back here to protect this, because this is really soft, like really soft. Yeah, so mine got damaged, so I just had to stick some paint on there, and I don't think you can tell at the back now where it was. So if I just turn it that way, yeah, I don't think you can see where I've painted over, so hopefully. But yeah, he looks really cool in there. Absolutely, really smart little model. And this little thing goes on top, and it's magnetized as well, so it just sits on there. It just looks really smart. Absolutely love him. I think he looks cool. I'm super chuffed with how the model turned out, and I'm super chuffed with how he looks. So if I do this, Let me switch cameras, guys, so I can give you a better look of him. So here we go. See if I can do this. No, it's not that one or that one. It's this one. There we go. How cool does he look? And this is the little plaque that I talked about that you can just whoop, swap over. So if you want it to have the limited edition on there, oh, like that, you can have it as limited edition, but I actually prefer it with his name. So let's just slip that in there. Yeah. How awesome does he look? Just sat in there. I think he's super cool. So yeah, so there we go. That is what he looks like. I'm really, really chuffed. So hopefully you are too, because you joined me on that adventure as we were painting Grombrindle at the start of... oh, crikey, I'm throwing my camera around everywhere. You joined me as we were starting to paint Grombrindle and get him to look so cool. So thank you for joining me on that. Let's just move him out the way so it doesn't get damaged. There we go. But yeah, so yes, Wicked Brick, as I was saying, I get very distracted when I'm talking to you guys. They do loads of different things. So they give you a little leaflet, and they do stuff for various different Warhammer type armies. I think this one's actually a better one here. If I show you this picture here. In fact, let's use this side camera again. Let's get that just so you can see. Here we go. So you've got loads of different types. So you've got like individual models there, all the way through to larger, like a Titan, all the way through to the full squads. It looks really cool. And they do look smart. I have to admit, they do look smart. So if you want to keep your models in a fashion, you know, that keeps them looking smart and, you know, gives them the opportunity to be displayed somewhere, or if you're painting them for someone, maybe, you know, you could put them into one of these little display cases. So really cool. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was about 30 quid. Was it 30 quid? No, I think it might be cheaper than that actually for this one. And this one's a limited edition, so yeah, it's not overly expensive, and they do look really, really cool. So that's why I got him anyway. It doesn't take long to assemble once you read the instructions and don't try and do it on a stream. I bunged it all together within about 5 minutes or so after I read the instructions and peeled off all the sticky back plastic. Yeah, so that was good. And it makes the model look 10 times better. I'm not going to use a model in anything competitive or anything like that, so he is there and he's looking good. Anyway, how's your week been, guys? As I said earlier, it's Friday, despite it being kind of live, kind of not live. How was your week? Did you have a good week? What have you been doing? Have you been doing much? Tell me more. So whilst I do that, I completely forgot to adjust my camera, which is bad of me. So whilst we're doing this, we'll have a quick chat and see if I can get my video camera back up again, because for some reason it's not working. It keeps on cutting out, which is rather frustrating. So if I just remove this and then add the camera back in, perhaps it will work. So let's add another source. Let's go to video capture device and let's go add existing, go to video camera. Okay. That's weird. No, it's not working. It's not playing game. That's a bit naff. And I don't know why that is. So without our video camera, I'm going to be a bit stuffed here. Let's see if we can just add it as a new device, perhaps. Oh, okay. This could be... Oh, there we go. There we are. I don't know if you guys are seeing this as I'm editing all of this at the same time. But let's just add this back in. Let's send this down. Order. Down. Gosh, rather tedious. Order move down. Don't know how to do it. Oh, there we go. That looks like it's sunk into the frame. Ha-ha! We are back in business. How do I get my thingy to centre off of that? That's the only thing I try to do, because otherwise I get really confused about... It's not that way, it's not that way. There we go. Oh, God. When it's in reverse mirror, it's really difficult to work out which way to go. It's so weird. Right, okay, so we're there. No, it's not that way. No, it's not that way. Right, okay, so that's roughly... There we go. Let's try and get this in. Because otherwise it's a bit... No, it's not that way. It's that way, kind of. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Right, at least we've got a camera. All right, so is the other one working? Probably not, but don't worry, we'll just use this one. So let's just pop back to there. Okay, so we wanted to talk about next thing. We want to talk about is continuing our ghost dragon. So here he is in all his glory, sat upon the rock. And we have started to get some purple on him and that pink across his face. We'll dull that down a bit in a bit anyway. I don't want it too bright. We haven't done the back yet as much. Or have we? Oh yeah, we have, but it's just, there's a lot of black seeping through there. I don't know if you can quite see it. But there is purple there, but it's a very dark purple. And purposely wanted that because it doesn't bring too much attention to the model, but he looks really cool. Can we get side cam? There we go. So if we lay him down and get some light on him there. There we go. So if we lay him there, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? He looks pretty awesome. I really like him. Look at the detail there, the different scales and stuff. The rock looks quite nice. Oh, crikey. Low battery on our camera. I had that charging earlier. How very dare he. Oh no, it's just cut out on me. That's typical, isn't it? Oh well, whilst that's having a moment, we'll come back to it in a sec. Has it worked? There we go. What's that? Zoom. There we go. Zoom 11 times 11. Look at that. We can really get in on the magnification there. So as you said, there's the rock. It looks really smart. And here's the dragon. We started doing the face and some pink up onto the face here. We need to get rid of this green, but that's fine. It looks really smart though. So at the moment it looks really rough, and things sometimes when you're painting models, they do look really dodge to begin with, but don't panic, don't stress. Absolutely part of the building process or the painting process, and then all of a sudden it just becomes alive. So yeah, so he'll be really cool. Anyway, we're going to do some painting on him. Right, so hopefully you've got your paints and you're painting along with me. Have you got your wet palette wet? Have you got your water clean? Have you got your paints prepped? I did give these a little shake a minute ago, but we'll stick them on the machine just to give them a bit more of a mix-up. So, has anyone been doing anything exciting this week? Has it been a nice week for you guys? Hopefully it's not been too stressful. Hopefully it's been a fairly chilled week. Let's just do the last few. My week, what was it? Just more travel. So yeah, it's a lot of travel, a lot of jet lag. Although this one was only an hour's difference. It's Europe rather than America, but it was America, then Europe, now back to America. So it's super busy. But yeah, so for me, it's just tiredness. So today, I kind of run out of steam a bit, and I was just like, ugh. I just felt a bit flat. Possibly not eaten enough. I've done hardly any training. Hardly any. Literally, in fact, I came back from the first American trip. I had my Warhammer game, didn't I? And then after my Warhammer game, I was due to sort of fly out on the Monday. And I had a sore foot, and I said to my buddy while I was playing Warhammer, I was like, I said, I've got a really sore foot. It's really painful. And he's like, oh yeah, you do a lot of standing around playing Warhammer, which I agree, you do. It shouldn't hurt someone standing around. So I sort of tried to go to sleep that night up till 4:30, couldn't sleep at all, then flew out that afternoon absolutely knackered, and my foot was in so much pain because I couldn't sleep. Ended up getting crutches, just walking around everywhere on crutches. I tell you, I forgot how bloody hard they are to get around on crutches. They're not easy if you use them properly. If you get these people that sort of just airy fairy on them, but when you're having to put your body weight through crutches, God, they're hard. So that was a bit of a new learning experience again, but it was all fine. Made it through. My foot has the swelling on my foot has gone down, so that's nice, and I can walk on it just about, but I'm exceptionally nervous, purely because I'm going back to the US, and I don't want to. Oh, let's change camera so you guys can see. I don't want to end up in the same position, so I bought this boot thing that allows you to. It's almost like having a pirate peg leg. It's hilarious. It's a really good bit of kit. It's quite expensive, unfortunately. And sod's law, my foot starts to feel better when I get home. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I've just bought this bloody thing, and now you're going to feel better, leg? So I'm kind of happy that my leg is, of course, my leg feels better, so I'm happy about that. But also a little bit annoyed. So what we're doing here, we're kind of like last time, and we'll tidy the purple up again, is we're just giving these horns a pink, sort of almost a dry brush. So get your brush and load it, but don't go really heavy with the paint. And then get the edge of your paintbrush, and all you're going to do is lightly skim the areas. Lightly skim it. That's all you want to do. You don't want to be like, if you look now, if you're dabbing paint in like this, you just want to lightly skim. We'll cover that up later, don't worry. You just want to lightly skim, go over the area of question. There we go, a bit more on there. Alright, okay, cool. Alrighty, so we just covered that up. We do want to get some purple over that green. We've got to get rid of that green. That looks really hideous. There you go, trying to work out which way to go. There we are. Let's just rest in there whilst I clean my brush. So let's get some purple in. Again, this will be a fairly short stream today. I'm not going to do the full 2 hours because it's not live. And it's just a bit boring. Well, it's not boring actually, because I love painting, but it's with the fact that I can't interact with you necessarily live and ask you guys live questions, it gets frustrating on my side actually that I can't do that. And that's purely through, all these work commitments I've got at the moment for this month. It's a really busy month, and I lose my bank holiday as well. Boo! So you guys are all got bank holiday this Monday. I will be working. So think of me. Think of me when you're enjoying your bank holiday and I'm slaving away. It's not quite that, but still. So again, I'm just going over, and it doesn't matter that I'm going over the pink that I've just done. I just want to cover that. Should have done it earlier. I just wanted to cover the green that we use to get that join line away. So that's okay now, that's good. Alright, I think I'm going to have to go to a smaller brush now. Oh, forgot to do under his chin last time. Let's just get that. Oh, that's why. Because we left that, didn't we? We found a burr under his chin. Might have to get rid of that now. So you might find this as you're building your models, as you forget to take one bit or bob of it off. This happens as you're building. Oh, don't want foam on there. So let's just see if we can get that burr off. I tell you what, it's quite a sturdy model once you put this guy together. I really am impressed with, this is Archon Studios, who do the Dungeons and Lasers. I'm really impressed with their models. I've had a couple of them, and they're really good. Like, the quality of them, that is. Like, genuinely very, very good. They don't seem to be lightweight, or they don't seem to, you know, feel like they're going to fall apart. Once you get these buggers together, God, I tell you, they are really, really well built. Let's go back then with the purple. Let's just get that in there. There we go. So I was just thinking about dry brushing over the top of this again. So, well, not dry brushing, but just seeing what kind of effect that gives you across the top, where you've got that sort of pink in there. If you're going again, just trying to get the raised edges, how that looks. Oh no, darn, gone too far. Went up into the horn. Silly. Got carried away there, didn't I? But never mind. It's completely okay, because you see they come together so easy, these models, once you start filling the gaps of all the rest of the paint. It's quite nice. So what was I going to talk about today? I was going to talk about geek culture in general. What do I mean by that? Well, you know, these geeky hobbies, like, never in a million years would I have thought that I would try to do a YouTube channel on a geek topic such as, you know, miniature painting. Not in a million years did I think I'd do that. Not because it's not cool and it's not awesome, but like, I think the stereotype attached to geeky topics is quite a harsh stereotype. And well, as I've mentioned before, I used to be in the army, a few years back, and so I've done things that were considered very macho, or whatever you want to call it. I've done stuff like that. I've been to crazy places in here, there, and everywhere, and enjoyed my time in that kind of thing. And this type of hobby, even whilst in the army, was always considered, I might have to switch brushes actually, was always considered a bit of a nerdy kind of thing. And it was never cool to be a nerd. Like, even as growing up in in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, it was never considered cool to do this kind of stuff. So I kind of watched from afar almost, because I didn't want to be completely associated with that world of miniatures and Warhammer and all of that. But I did 100% like it, so it was a bit of a tough position. A bit more paint. And I don't know whether any of you guys have found that. It was never easy to just start up in Warhammer or just give Warhammer a go, because people would lambast you with, especially in school, with the term geek, and it was never cool to be a geek, and people then try to we say pick on you, or outcast you for doing this kind of hobby. However, I've noticed with lockdown, and I don't know if you guys have noticed the same thing with lockdown, hobbies like this have just seemed to come back and grown exponentially. And it's now like, it's cool to be a geek, and people are completely alright with that. And yeah, that would never have happened. I never would have thought that would happen as a young man growing up into the world. Never would have thought geek culture would be cool, but it seems like it is, and people are absolutely okay with that. And I'm glad, because geek culture is super cool. It is really good to to do stuff like this for your mind. You know, I spoke a lot about how this kind of hobby has saved me as an individual, let alone what it might offer other people. It's really, really powerful. So I'm happy for one that it's come to this point where it's, you know, acceptable and you don't have to worry about it, all the rest of it. I don't know what you guys have found, if you found the same. Drop it in the comments if you found the same, that, you know, your experience of joining that geek culture. And I've not been long into it really. Yes, I need some more paint here. Yes, I joined Warhammer as a kid, but didn't play it. I painted a few models and played a bit of Blood Bowl with a buddy and a bit of Mordheim with him, but didn't play any Warhammer. Watched from a distance and just admired. Bit sad, that, isn't it, in some cases? You know, you don't get to do that when you actually, your passion is probably that. But then again, it might have taken me in a different turn in life and I might not have done what I've done to this day. So who's to say it's good, who's to say it's bad? I don't know. What I'm doing now in this model anyway is picking out these higher areas and leaving the pink to sit in the background along with the black, just to see what that looks like. It might look good, it might look naff, I'm not sure, but we'll see. There we go. A bit of purple coming through, which is nice. I like this purple, especially once it dries. It looks sort of quite dark initially, but actually once it dries it looks really cool. Let's just go back over that one, get that, get all these little bits in here. And I quite like the pink coming across onto that, it's quite cool. I don't want it to contaminate it, because you've got, like, what you want is the pink to really stand out on the horns. You don't really want it to make the, well, let's explain what I'm trying to say here. To make the colours stand out and for it to be really impactful, I'm not great at blending. As I said, this is a painting channel for non-professionals. I'm not that great at blending, and I find you can have really powerful colouring without with keeping them separate. So keeping your colours separate. So like in here, I've got the purple sat against the pink, and that's where I want to try and keep it. That's what I'm going to try and do anyway. So let's just see how we can pull this off. And then where this pink is actually sort of transferred over to these flames, I'm going to get a lighter shade of purple and then start bringing the lighter shade of purple through. That's my intent, because we don't want the pink highlighting the purple, we want the purple highlighting the purple. So just a lighter shade is all. We also need to do these teeth and bring those through. We'll do that. So have we covered that? Oh no, there we go, got that little bit there. So with models, quite often you end up just going back and just tinkering a little bit and just, oh, okay, I've missed that bit, or I've done this bit. Go back and tinker. Tinkering's good. Okay, so that's a bit more covered. Just need to go back and get that pink on the horns rather than the purple on the horns, because again, I want to keep the colours separate. I want the horns really to stand out and that pink to shine through. So let's take this. You have to be really careful here when you're going over these purple bits, because you don't want too much pink. I always say less is more. So don't worry about slathering a model in colour. Just go gentle, go easy on the colour. Just sort of take little bits at a time, take a step back, take a look at it, see what it looks like. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are not about perfection here on the channel of Minis-N-Muscles. Just about, you know, mostly enjoying it actually. Taking up a hobby that is good for your soul, good for your mind, and enjoying it. You know, not putting too much stress onto the hobby. Just having fun with it. That's important. Okay. Alrighty, so I've got that. I'm going to try and get some... Oh, I've missed. Got a bit of pink on that flame. I'm going to try in a second and just make up a lighter purple. I don't know whether I've got two other purples, should I say, in front of me that I can use. That are pretty good. I don't know how it will look though. Because again, we're kind of following the box art here, just because I thought it was a beautiful colour scheme. I really liked the box art. I'll remind you of that in a second. Let's get the box art. Ooh. So if I just bring that in here, you see those sort of colourings? Those sort of colourings. There you go, there's his head. That's what he looks like. They haven't gone for the pink on the horns, but I just thought it looked cool. So that's what we've gone for here. So let's get a lighter. Oh, by the way, the purple that I used for that was, I used this camera, was Nagaroth Night Citadel colour. I've got these two purples here. So Gene Stealer Purple and Dakala Lilac. So they're my two lighter shades. So I'm just going to give this one a go actually. This one is the sort of middly one, the Gene Stealer Purple. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, where's my brush? A smaller brush, that is. Get the tradesman's lick. Ooh, tell you what, actually, I've just had a thought for something. Let's try something crazy. Where's this colour? Nope, it's not that. You know, so, do you ever do this when you have different colours and you put them somewhere and you can never remember where the F you put it? I'm having that moment right now. Where the sodding hell did I put that colour? It would look so cool on this. No, where is it? Oh no, that's rather upsetting because this would be very awesome. Right, it's not there. Oh, hang about, what's that? See, this is as well, when you get so many paints, you forget what bloody paints you've got. I've just found a purple contrast paint, which might help with the blending. So if you're crap at blending like I am, so that's taking one colour to another, these contrasts are really cool. So I've just found a pink and a purple contrast. Forgot I had them. So they're going to be used. Let's have a look over this side. So basically in my paint array, I have two stations, two MDF wooden stations that I think they were bought off Amazon, fairly inexpensive, and you have to glue them together. and they're very cool, but yeah, that's but you lose things in them. You think, oh, where have I... Huzzah! I found it! This is what I was looking for. I wanted to show you guys. So, oh, let's use this camera. This paint here, Turbo Dorks 4D glasses. You see this like effect? That is how your paint comes out. It's awesome. So I'm thinking on this dragon, especially for his claws, we could use this because it still has that purple sort of coloration to it. So I'm just going to mix this up now. Give it a bit of a mix up. So it comes out a sort of odd look when you go to paint it, and then as soon as you get it on the model, it looks bloody brilliant. It looks so cool. I used it on a D&D model that I was painting for a friend. It's not as a commission, but just as a friendly paint, and it looks so good. Like, honest to God, it looks so cool. So I will use this 4D glasses paint on this dragon because it looks awesome, and we want this dragon to look awesome. So we're talking about geek culture and things like that, and I sort of spoke about how I felt that in school it was never a cool thing to be a geek, and I don't think it was. But what I have found recently, that seems to be changing. Is it me? I mean, drop it in the chat if you think else. But I feel that geek culture is starting to change. And it's starting to change for the good, where people are becoming a lot more accepting of geek culture. Now, I don't know whether that was through people watching Stranger Things, or through COVID, and COVID locking people away in their houses, having nothing else to do. So hobbies like this started to become attractive to people, because it would like, well, you could sit there and, you know, a lot of people who weren't working at all. Unfortunately, I was a work from home person at the time, so I didn't get away with that. But I mean, some people did, and they were able to, you know, enjoy hobbies like this, and just paint all day long. It looked freaking awesome. It was so cool. I was like, oh man, I wish I had one of those jobs. I mean, maybe I didn't wish, because some people maybe have got redundant through it or whatever, but you know, I still think it was quite a cool opportunity for people to explore things they actually like. So I don't know, drop it in the comments and tell me what you think. But that's my perception of it, that people became open to these through viral videos, what's it called? TV series, Stranger Things, that went so massive, that went really big. Like, people were, you know, chanting through the roofs about it, and that was all D&D based, right? So, you know, from all the characters and the baddies that were brought into it, through to other bits and bobs. And it had plenty of cool scenes in it with various different things, or not things, but various different mentions about stuff that are related to D&D. I forgot what that specific word's called. So can you see here? I mean, I don't know if you can see my poor cameraman angles, but this 4D paint is so cool. And I've found it works really well if you put it just straight onto black. So our matte black undercoat is absolutely perfect. It will go on to any other colour, by the way, but matte black seems to really bring out the all the several different tones that you get through this paint. It really looks cool. And it dries almost like a sort of almost like a rubbery kind of feel. It's very odd, but very cool. So just add these. I'm just doing his claws at the moment because That's a cool place to start. And also with a paint like this, what you don't want to do, you don't want to overdo it. You can't oversell it. Too much of this, I think, it's like too much of a good thing, you know. You just want it in very small chunks. So let's just do all that. Yeah, I think that looks quite, it actually blends in because you get little bits of purple that come through on this as well. So you get greens, blues, purples. It looks ever so pretty. And don't worry about what's underneath. So if you've got a little bit of, in my case here, a bit of purple skimmed across the claw, don't worry, it doesn't matter. You don't need it to be a flat colour. You can just go straight over the top with the 4D glasses paint, and it just brings this sort of vibrant petrol effect. It's so cool. Yeah, but geek culture in a whole, I think, is sort of transforming and becoming a lot more mainstream. So I don't know where you guys all live, but where I live, there's quite a few now, things like comic shops that have opened up or closed down, and you know, geek culture, so things like, even, I've never watched any, but anime has sort of come big, and that sort of Japanese culture, Asian culture has come through here. Gundam, anime, you know, all that sort of stuff has come through, really, really caught on. And there's a lot of shops that are out there that are selling this stuff and talking about it in a very positive way. I think probably social media helps as well, spread things very quickly. I'm not a social media user. I don't have your Facebooks, your Instagrams, all of that sort of jazz. I purely have YouTube to do this, the Minis-N-Muscles channel. And that's all I do. I don't do any of the others. I left that a few years ago because I just felt at the time it was just getting very odd, very toxic. So I thought, sod that. I'll get out of that world. And then I just buried my head in models. So what could be better? Oh, talking of models, did my second Warhammer game. In between my flights last weekend. Did I talk about my second Warhammer game last week? Ooh, crikey. No, I just said that I got a sore foot from it. But I did do my second Warhammer game. That was really, really cool. So I played the Warhammer game with a couple of buddies of mine, and that was absolutely epic. Long old sessions they are, Warhammer games, so if you know, don't feel that you're going to get away after 10 minutes, because you're not, or even an hour, because they do take some time to play, especially if you've got multiple people playing. But they are well worth it. They're really, really good. I very much enjoy playing Warhammer. I haven't learnt my army particularly well yet. That is one thing you do have to do, is learn your army. I've not done that yet, so bad me. Oh, I've just remembered as well, I bought a book to read about my army. It's at the post office. I bought it off Vinted. I forgot to go get it, and the post office is probably not the post office, the local newsagents. They're probably closed. Damn them to hell. But look at that. I don't know, is that too camp with its glittery nails? I don't know. I thought that'd look cool anyway. But yeah, that's he's a drag queen dragon. There we go. But yeah, this 4D glasses paint. So the makers of this paint's called Turbo Dork. They do some very cool paints, just full stop. But they also have these 4D paints, and they're epically cool. So I just thought I'd add that in. But can we see there how nice that looks? So that's Turbo Dorks. Again, not sponsors of the channel, unless they want to be. They're more than welcome to be. But they do some epic paints. So let's go back to the face, right? So we're doing this face, and I just found some shades here that I thought, sorry, contrasts that I thought, well, let's try. Now, I'm absolutely winging it here. I'm using here, this one is Doomfire Magenta contrast paint, right? With contrast paints, what they do, this is not necessarily their primary role, by the way, so please don't at me or beast me for this. But what they do is they blend between two different colours. So what I'm going to try and do here, they kind of hide stuff. So I'm just going to drop this pinky kind of colour. It should dry a bit more than this, if that makes sense, lighter than this. So let's just bring this in here. I'm just going over the pink that we've already dropped in. Just thought it was a bit light. You can just add it in anywhere you want. I don't know what this will look like, by the way. It might look like crap. And we'll have to change it again. But I thought I'd give it a go. Just to see what it comes out like. Oh yeah, we've got his gums there as well. I forgot all about that. His teeth. Maybe we should just leave that. Can you see that there? Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Let's see how that comes out. We'll come back to him on the face, that is. Let's just get some white for, or not white, but kind of dirty white, off-white for his teeth. On monster teeth, I tend to use this Morghast bone. That's what I tend to use on teeth for monsters, because it's not like a human teeth that you want it to be kind of white. It's more of a dirty white, you know, as if been eating things and all the rest of it, and they're kind of skanky teeth. So I'll use this one. Yeah, so what do I want to talk about on our muscle moment today? So again, it's a bit short to start the muscle moment, or early, I guess. Normally start it a little bit later, but because we're doing a slightly shorter show today, I thought I'd start it now. So we're going to talk about bodyweight exercises versus weights themselves. Because we're Minis-N-Muscles, we always talk about the muscle moment, and I'll carry on painting too. So body weight or weights? Great question. So comes up quite a lot from various different people. Ask, oh, what should I be doing? Should I be doing body weight exercises, or should I be hitting the weights and going heavy and blah 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 blah. So I thought, well, I just might as well answer the question on our stream. There we go. You can see his teeth starting to come through, which is nice. So benefits of weights. This is how I see it, and this is very short, right? So again, don't at me. This is a very short, quick, dirty down explanation. Now, and this is from my experience doing various different fitness over the past, I'm going to say, 20 odd years, since I joined the army, really. So bodyweight exercises are awesome. They're awesome because they're functional exercises that allow you to do various different tasks and do them pretty darn well. Oh crap. I'll have to go over that. That's not a problem. So, only thing is, what bodyweight exercises don't necessarily do, is they don't really give you much size. That is the major difference that I have found personally, doing bodyweight exercises to doing weights. And by weights I mean, you know, lifting heavy weights, or as heavy as you can lift in the gym. So yeah, that's my major plus. If you want to get big and you want size, you're going to have to lift weights and heavy. Yes, you will get a certain amount of size through bodyweight exercises, of course. I'm not denying that. But if you're serious about getting massive, you will find better gains from lifting weights than you will from doing bodyweight exercises. Now that's first really the sort of key differences between the two. Again, from my personal experience, it's not to say you cannot get massive through bodyweight exercises, and it's not to say you can't stay lean from lifting weights. You know, because of course you can, and you can lift very light weights and high repetitions and stay very lean. But really, what we're talking about here is, you know, if we're talking weights, people associate that with, if we're talking about bodyweight exercises versus weights, and the main differences between the two, to be able to sort of say, well, what do I want to do? What's best for me? And they're really the key takeaways. So if you want a bigger body, go for weights. If you're just looking to get into fitness, this is where I love bodyweight exercises. If you're looking to get into fitness and you've just started your journey, bodyweight exercises are brilliant. You don't need any equipment. You can do it wherever you are, whenever you are. Oh God, sorry, I'm leaning right over the camera. You can do it wherever you are, whenever you are. Doesn't require any real knowledge or anything like that. You can crack straight on. So I think I started when I was sort of just getting into more weighty type exercises over cardiovascular exercises. I started that journey by doing what's it called? Insanity. Now I don't know if any of you will remember Insanity, but I had high cardiovascular abilities, so I thought, well, I'll start on this because it's fairly light. What do we reckon on that? It's the face. That's looking pretty cool, isn't it? Versus that. What do we think? Drop it in the chat. Let's get him in. Is it the dark pink or is it the light pink? I'm not sure. So I started doing Insanity so I could just see what it's like. And that's all bodyweight exercises. That's like push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, star jumps, you know, versus going in the gym and doing bicep curls with dumbbells or getting on a machine and doing a big press or whatever. The other benefit I find, because I spoke about the ease of doing it, and it's part of the ease, is that you don't have to have a gym membership. A lot of people, when they're getting into fitness, find that they're nervous about going into a gym, or they're a bit apprehensive because it's quite an intimidating environment. So doing stuff at home is really, really good. So that sort of PX90 Insanity type, I don't know if they even exist anymore, but PX90 Insanity type approach is really cool. So it's all body weights, it's all really easy. You can do it in like 40 minutes, your whole workout, and you can be done. So I found the differences there. The main difference is that it's just easier to get on with, nice and quick, and it's an easy way to break into body training as a whole rather than cardiovascular training. So that's where I started with mine. So body weight also helps with other things, I found. So I think it helps with things like your flexibility, helps a lot more with things like your core stability as well. Not to say that you can't activate your core through doing weights, because you can. But I just found bodyweight exercises seem to be better at doing so. You know, that's no problem. There's no sly dig on the weights world. Does that look good or does that look worse? I'm not sure. I think the pink on the face looks quite good, with the light pink shading across the horns. Yeah, I think I might have to rehash that. I think I'm going to. Right, so let's go back over to this face. Let's get some of this on here as well, because I know I like it on the face. So we'll just continue with how that looks on this side of the model. Oh, I've taken it right out of view. Sorry, guys. That camera shifted slightly. There we go. Avoid going over those teeth because that will really spoil those. Again, we could put a blood effect onto the teeth if we want to. I do have I think it's called coagulated blood or something like that it's called. It's quite a cool blood effect. That? I don't know. Just saying to you guys, less is more, and I've kind of put bits on and I thought, not sure about that. Yeah, it looks okay. Give the eye a bit of colour actually whilst we're here. Yeah, so we're talking about body weight versus weight. So what's really good about weights? Well, weights are really good because if you do have the inclination to get big and get massive, I found weights to be the easiest way to do this. Weights give you the opportunity to push your body past its usual ability. So by usual ability I mean, being able to do a press up or whatever, or being able to lift a box over your head or whatnot. Weights allow you to be able to get above and beyond that point and push a lot harder and start to gain size. So what I've found in my journey is that size only really comes when you start really shifting some weight. And you do have to shift some big weight to start getting size. Again, what I've found, maybe some other people will have a different experience, but generally, in my opinion, weights help you get size. So if size is the prize for you and swoller's the goal, then get yourself into the gym and start looking at, pressing some big weights. And again, it doesn't have to be massive to begin with. I'm not saying that you have to be pressing the 55 kg dumbbells at any point, but it will certainly help you by pushing the muscles to the extreme. However, when you're looking at body weights and weights, what I think is a great way is actually it's a stepping stone. So if you're going and you've never been to the gym before, you know, and you're looking at starting in the gym and doing some stuff, my suggestion is start on bodyweight exercises. Start on bodyweight exercises and build yourself up. So build yourself into, if that's the aim, that is, you know, build yourself into that big weights domain. I'm gonna have to let them dry a bit before I can paint over that. Darn. But yeah, build yourself into it. Build yourself in by starting on the body weights, learning to get some functional exercises into your body so you can start building some strength, and then start transitioning across to shifting and pumping weights around. If you're a lady, you might feel that actually for your body and your goals, because you're not going for size, body weight and functional body weight exercises actually give you not only strength but give you the tone that you're looking for. So it could be press ups, sit ups, dips, all of that sort of good jazz, chin ups, give you enough strength and enough definition in your body parts. That might be the arms, for example. You're trying to do your arms and your triceps. Those bodyweight exercises can give you enough definition to be able to fulfill that goal. Guys, slightly different for you, and ladies that are aspiring to maybe, I don't know, wanting to do muscle type shows, maybe bikini type shows that you want to do, you might find that you need to step into the weighted zone to be able to start to get further definition, further size out of your muscles. But ladies that are not looking for that, or guys that are just looking to supplement their cardiovascular training, actually bodyweight exercise is a great way to start. So for me, that's kind of how I started off. I started off by just doing bodyweight exercises, introducing those into my daily regime to support my cardiovascular current sort of standings, and then I just started to every now and then add in some further weight exercises to start building up those strengths, and I then sort of ditched the body weight stuff, and I still do a few of them every now and then. So every now and then my workouts I'll add press ups into it, or I might add, you know, something else like chin ups. I quite often do. You know, I'll add that in my regime still. But that's kind of how I've gone in my journey. Not to say my journey is the Bible, by the way. Certainly not. So what I'm doing here, just to bring you into speed in the model, is I've just got that lighter paint, that lighter purple. I'm starting to bring it in across some of these muscles. Again, it doesn't have to be everywhere, but I'm just trying to contour things with it in a lighter shade. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just pick a contour line here and just give it some colour. Again, doesn't have to be masses. But I don't know if you can start to see that coming through. So as you start to give some of the contours a bit of a lighter colour, it just gives the darker shades the ability to sort of shine, and it gives a nice kind of look for your model. Sorry about not being able to find my words this evening. No, I'm very tired. But yeah, this is what we're going to start to do. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be following the right contours every time. Can you see how, there we go, how it starts to give that effect? And this is the effect we were looking for here. I mean, slightly different colour scheme, just because they use different paints, but you see that? So what we've got here, we've got that lighter purple starting to come through, right? So yeah. It's very cool. So yeah, so I started my muscle journey by doing body pump exercises. So I sort of transitioned just from doing press ups and my P90 and my insanity workouts to doing body pump classes. So those Les Mills body pump classes you find in your local gym. That's kind of what got me into it and got me hooked, because I started seeing some shape and definition come through just by doing insanity workouts. And I was like, oh man, I love this. This is cool. I like the look that it's giving my body. See what happened here when I painted. Oh, you can't. When I painted had too much paint on my brush there, it just came off too heavy. So we'll probably have to work on that. Might be able to disguise it later. Yeah, I went from bodyweight P90 Sanity to then doing Les Mills body pump classes. So what those are weighted exercises, or fairly low weighted exercises on bars and various different sort of handheld weights. Quite low, but to music, so a bit more fun. Imagine kind of aerobics, but in a workout environment. It was pretty good. And that kind of got, and then once I started to see that, I saw definition through my insanity workouts. I saw then further definition through Les Mills classes. I was then like, right, weights is the way to go. I want more size, I want more definition, so I'm going to go, I'm going to go hard on this. And I then sort of cracked on with really upping the weights and pushing hard, and that's what purely because that's what I wanted to do. I've never, till this point in my life, had I had that kind of physique or that look, and I wanted to give it a bash. I wanted to see if I was able to do it, and so far I'm not doing too bad. It's a completely different journey though to what cardiovascular is, but a journey nonetheless that's very interesting. So here we go. Can you see the colours there starting to come through on his neck? There we go. So that's what we've got so far today. So it looks pretty sweet. Or he's slowly getting there anyway. Yeah, so body weight exercises. Remember, quick summary, body weight are good, in my opinion, for introducing yourself to building muscle. They're easy, you can do it at home, you don't need any special equipment, it's fast, it's quick, and it does give you good elements of strength. If you want to take it to the next level, I would suggest then moving across to what are they called? Weighted exercises. God. Oh man, I'm sure you guys are laughing at home like, oh my god, what is Steve on? But I'm not on anything apart from high on life and a lot of jet lag. Soon to be more. Well, that'll be fine. We'll be alright. Oh, hey, can you see the claws coming through now? Look at those. Look how freaking bright they are. They're awesome, right? Or is it just me? Drop it in the comments. Is it me or is it you? Tell me. Well, this is one side of the dragon. Obviously there's two sides of the dragon. And he will need them painting. So there's a lot more to do on this model. This model is going to take some time. And we're certainly not going to have him finished in this session. That is for sure. Because it's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, gone out of camera view there. Just doing some of these flames that are coming off. Yeah, it's going to take a few sessions, this one. And some of the rough edges where, you know, we've not blended these little brush strokes, I'm hoping that that contrast paint we can apply and it will fill the gap for us. And it will give us that kind of look we're trying to get, and it will seamlessly blend those colours together. I don't know whether it will. I could be completely dreaming and it will never happen in a million years, but we will find out. So, last couple of minutes of the stream. Again, not a long one for this pre-recorded one. It's a fairly easy one for us today, or a very short one, sorry, should I say. So it's nothing too intense. Purely because, you know, it's not as interactive when, you know, we don't get people on the live chat. That's quite a nice thing to do. So... yeah, so there we go, guys. So what have we done today? We've got those claws done, which look awesome. We've started to give him some colours down the side, just to start blending in colours. Done the face a little bit more, and I quite like that red there, actually. I think it looks quite funky, so we did the red on that side too. And we've got the horns. I need to recover that one, and then just go across lightly. We've started to do these lighter purples. They've started to come through, so that looks cool. But he is all looking pretty good. Nothing on this side yet. Like I said, he's a big model. Takes time. So let's just move our camera across to our front view. There we are. Huzzah, I can see you guys. So we did take a look today at... there we go. Tradesman's Lick. Two things. We did our Grombrindle model, our final bringing together of the Grombrindle package. There we go, bring him in. Looking epic in his little Mega Brick presentation case. We continued our efforts on our Ghost Dragon, making him look very ghostly indeed. There we go, that's better. So he's starting to look very ghostly and applying different shades. So he's looking cool. And he's actually on his rock as well. I got him on there. That was a bit of a mission. So we got him on the rock, but that was good. Didn't have to break the model, so I was very happy. We spoke about bodyweight exercises and weights exercises and my quick thoughts on those in terms of, you know, how you can use those to progress into your own personal goals and how you can apply those. So that brings me to the end, my lovely people, of Minis and Muscles, the place where the brawn meets the brush. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me this evening. As always, I appreciate you all. Please bung in comments, like, follow, subscribe, tell your mates to subscribe. You must have geek mates that are out there. There's 78 of you. We lost someone the other day, but there's 78 of you that are subscribers to the channel. Anyone that subscribes, it's a big, big help. let's build a wicked community. I don't do this for money. I do this purely out of love for painting, talking crap with you guys, and just enjoying a hobby with people. Oh, crikey, before I finish, I forgot to show you the wings. We'll cover that next time. That'll be something extra to cover next time. But I have done the wings for this model, so maybe we'll glue them on afterwards. But yes, as I was saying, I do this because I love it, not because I get paid. Let's grow a wicked community together. So like, follow, subscribes, and all that sort of good jazz. Put on your notifications so you see when all these things come out. Make sure you watch it. Make sure you comment on it. Tag your friends, whatever it is, and let's grow the channel. All right. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much for watching. Big love. Keep calm. Stay safe, and I will see you next time. Take it easy. Thanks very much.